What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. Hope you guys are all having a great day. So as you can see, we are home. We are at the home garage. The dually's here. The dually is completely wrapped up. We stayed late last night, got it all completely done. So today we are going to be kind of wrapping up, finalizing the third part of this little mini series of the Thurin suspension that we got for this truck. You know, part one, we went over the suspension, the parts, why we got them, installed the rear King 2.5 shocks. Second day, tried to basically wrap up the entire front with the King 2.5s, the Thurin coils. If you guys haven't seen those videos, go back a couple videos. They are in series just a little bit further back. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be wrapping this up. If you guys have been following along, you guys know that the last piece of the puzzle that we were waiting on to complete the suspension was the Thurin suspension active rate sway bar, which did show up that night that we did get home. So we got that knocked out as well. Another super really awesome piece from Thurin. Came with the complete sway bar end links, and sway bar mounts, sway bar to frame mounts, all greasable. Again, another super really awesome piece. I know a lot of you guys are anxious about the first gen, the 12 valve project. We are jumping on that right after this, so stay tuned for that. But today, we are gonna be chalking this thing up, seeing how well this thing performs, taking it on the same hits, the same test path that we did with the stock suspension, and you know, like I said, seeing how this thing does. If it performs half as good as it looks, I will be completely ecstatic because it looks so insane. I could not be happier with the way everything has gone up until this point. From calling Thurin to getting all the packages, the way everything was boxed up, the instructions, they give you all of the tips and tricks. Just super great experience all in all so far. So, but the main part is how this thing rides. You know, we spent a bunch of time, a bunch of money to get the biggest, baddest suspension for this thing because we wanted it to ride the best possible. So that's what's most important. That is the key thing. That is what we're gonna be finding out today. We're gonna hit some big bumps, try and get this, you know, people passing by, always. But you guys get the gist. We're gonna jump in the truck, we're gonna hit some massive potholes, hit some massive bridge decks, and see how this thing performs. That is what we are doing today. Let's fire this thing up. So as we're traveling over to the same path that we took on the stock suspension, I never really hit on the fact of how this thing is actually sitting right now. So it definitely raised it up quite a bit in the front. It actually makes our, and I won't call these 35s, they're not quite 35s, they're like 34s. They make our 34s look kind of small. So I do believe the springs will probably settle out just a little bit, but super happy with the way it's sitting now. It's definitely not super high raked in the back anymore. Looks like it's sitting good. Has a really mean stance in the front, so super pumped with the way it's looking right now anyway. As I'm going around some of these turns, and especially pulling into my driveway, has a little bit of an incline. You can really tell right away, even as I pulled it out of the shop, you can really tell the sway bar does a really good job of letting each wheel kind of do its own thing a little bit. Like I mentioned before, it is a softer rate sway bar than the factory one, and you can definitely tell that right off the bat. So we're starting to hit some of these bumps as we're coming into our little test path here, and it's funny, I know the bumps are there, but I'm not feeling anything in the truck. So let's hit this road. This is the test road that we hit. We are gonna try and maintain the same 50 miles an hour that we were going on before, obviously as safely as possible. So let's hit this. Bumps start right about here. Okay, not really feeling anything, which I guess is good. That's what you want. Here we go. Holy crap. I don't feel anything, which I guess is a very good sign. Okay. I don't know, you guys, it's like one of the hardest things to like demonstrate to you guys. Like, I wish I could take everybody on the passenger seat here and let you know how it rides, but you guys just have to believe me. I mean, like I said, I know the bumps are here. See, up here, this is where the big bump is. We are gonna hit this thing even faster than we did last time. Let's see how well this thing does. Wow. That is amazing. You hit it, you feel the initial bump a little bit, but before it felt like you were, you know, riding on a Cadillac with soft springs, and you go for 3 or 4 bumps after that. Man, that is amazing. Wow. Okay, the suspension definitely works. That's for sure. All right, we're gonna turn around and hit this the opposite direction and try and find some more bigger bumps to go on. Alrighty guys, hitting it in the reverse pattern. You know what, we're gonna, I know what the speed limit says, but we're gonna take it a little bit faster. We're gonna hit this big jump again. It is a little bit hard to hold the camera and drive at the same time. Here we go, hit this jump again. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Wow. That is so incredible. I'm gonna get in a different truck and be like, man, why does this thing ride so bad? Oh my gosh. This is incredible, guys. All right, so we are nearing the end of our test path here. Insanely impressive. The only thing that I can relate this experience to, sorry, I'm going around turns now. The only thing that I can relate this experience to is when I got my Razor 1000. So when I got my Razor 1000, it was awesome. You used to take on terrain like never before. You got used to it, you get comfortable, you start going faster, and a lot of you guys that maybe ride quads or motorcycles, we're gonna get on the highway here too, hit some more bridge decks. You know, a lot of you guys that ride some of these ATV, quad, dirt bike sports, if you go to the same track, you get more confident, you start hitting those jumps, and you start getting faster and faster with the same equipment. Then, when you upgrade your equipment, like on my Razor 1000s, I get the shock therapy. You send out your shocks, they get revalved, all that stuff, kind of like what we did here, and it's just amazing. You can feel the difference. So, that's what I kind of feel like right now. Here's a bridge deck. Hey guys, we are on this next rough back road. I actually always avoid this road when traveling because I know how bad it is. So we are going to get this thing up to about 50 miles an hour again. Hit this, see how well she does. Everything is just really, it's getting soaked up. I mean, I'm trying to actually find a big enough bump, pothole, you know, crater that's really gonna shake this thing, but it is just soaking everything up right now. Just look at that sexy thing. Woo! Oh yeah. So good. Guys, don't worry. We're towing something very, very soon. That's why the tow mirrors aren't down. We're hooking up to the gooseneck soon. We're towing soon. Don't worry. Alrighty guys, so conclusion on the Thurin suspension, the King suspension. Is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. 10 times over, yes. It's insane. Again, I don't know how to like better describe without some really crazy camera setups showing you guys how much better it is. It's just insane. It is everything they said it was going to be, which is exactly what I wanted. So again, huge thank you to those guys. One thing I didn't really mention is when you go to the King 2.5s, I'm not sure on the lower models if you can or can't. The King 2.5s, you can get custom valved for what you're doing. So I know there was a question, I believe 1 or 2 of them, what these were valved at. They're setting like 1 through 5. I believe the fronts are 1 and the backs are 2 setting on their website. If you go to their website, you guys can see in that thing they have drop-down menus, and they give you descriptions on what valving works best for what road scenarios. So when I called up our man Chris and talked to him, he kind of recommended what to go with what I was doing, especially with towing this as well. And some of the parts that would and wouldn't jive with towing with this much weight all the time. So super curious to see how well it's gonna ride towing. I assume just as good. These Dodges usually ride better with a lot more weight in the bed. So again, another thing that really affects the way trucks ride is like how much sidewall cushion is in the tire. So the bigger wheel diameter is gonna affect that if you have a really low profile sidewall, which these are still 22s with a 34, so a little bit smaller of a sidewall, a dually rear end, more tire in the back, and the airbags in the back, which are kind of somewhat inflated all the time on this factory air ride truck, also affect how it's going to ride. So I was very skeptical on how well it was going to perform. Super impressed with the platform that we have. I can only imagine how well their suspension rides on like a 2500 coil rear. Probably way, I mean, I don't know how it could get any better than this, but I bet you it is. So again, nothing but 2 thumbs up from the guys at Thurn, man. If you guys are in the market for any type of performance stuff, go check them out. I'll put their website first here. If you guys have any questions, give them a call, talk to Chris, tell them Greg sent you guys, and that's gonna do it. I keep forgetting. You guys tell me all the time, because I ask, I will promise I will read them. Headlight bulbs that fit in the stock headlights. What are the companies again? I forgot. I'm not gonna drill holes. I don't want ballast. I just want a plug and play bulb that fits behind the stock headlight. You guys have told me before. I apologize, I didn't remember. But other than that, guys, I just cannot stop looking at this thing. So one thing that you guys will probably comment is when it squats down in the back, how is it gonna look with it that raised up in the front? Like I've said before, the factory rear air ride goes off of a height sensor. It literally will not let it drop below what it's already at currently. So there is gonna be no rear rake issues. We're not gonna be leaning down the road like that, don't worry. Man, I'm just super pumped. We could actually, now that looking at it now, we could have probably went with 35s. Not that I was worried, these tires don't rub whatsoever, but man, super pumped with the way everything is turning out on this truck, 100%. As always, guys, let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you think the dually is turning out, some modifications that you think we should do to the dually that it's still lacking. It's been a late last couple nights at the shop getting this thing wrapped up. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna call a little early tonight, spend some time with the family. A little less wrenching in this video, I know, but we will be back at it tomorrow. We are going to start kicking butt on the first gen, get that thing done. I know you guys are looking forward to that, so am I. So just steady progress, kind of thumping away at that. Boy, is it really starting to come down now. As always, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. We have got some more awesome videos coming to you very soon. More parts rolling in all the time for these trucks. I'll see you guys soon. See you.